Hello guys, what's up? And in this video we will see how we can push our student application code into a GitHub repository. So let's get started. So first of all, if we want to upload my code into a GitHub repository, we need to create a GitHub repository. So first of all, you need to go to github.com and you need to have an account. If you don't have any account, you can create a free account, and in that you have to create on this link create repository, and then you have to provide a name for your repository, say student application in our case. Description is like student. For now, let it be public. You can keep private if you want that nobody else can use or access this repository which you are creating, but I will keep public. And you can click this initialize with the readme file, so that it will have a commit in it. A commit is like it when somebody does a code and push their code into a remote GitHub repository, so it will have a readme file, and the first commit is already done. And by the first commit we mean that it will already have a master branch in it. So let's create our repository, and now there is a readme file, and you can see that there is a branch which is master, and it comes when we have our first commit. And you can see that there is a commit pointing to number 1. That means this repository has one commit, one branch. Notice we have this clone or download. So clone is for the Git users who are using Git, so they can directly use this link to clone this repository into their working folder. So in your case, it will be the command will be git space clone, CLONE, and then this link, and you will be having all this code. And another way is through download zip. You will get all the files and folders which we have in this repository as a form of zip file, so you can unzip it and import it in any IDE to get started. So we will copy this link. So we have this link, and for now if you come back to the Visual Studio Code, and if you see, we have these files, 31 files which we have by default. While creating the Angular application, we can move this code to the stage area, and we write our first message, first commit. And if you see, if you click on this commit button, you may get this error saying to configure your email and name. I have already done that, so I will not get that error, but we can do again. So the command is git config, which is for configuration, and this is required because Git stores this information in every commit we make, so that the team leader or the other developers can identify who has committed this code. So the command is git config -- global. This is the option provided with the config command, which is to refer that we want these configurations to be available globally in our system. So -- global user.email, and space in double quotes you can provide your email. And press enter. The next command will be similar, so you can reuse that whatever code you have write, and you can provide your name in double quotes, and instead of email it will be name, and press enter. So now we have provided our details, and now if you commit this code, it should commit. For committing, you need to click on this tick icon, or from if you want to do with command, you can directly write git commit and -m for writing a message which is important with every commit, first commit or anything. So it's your wish, whichever you want to do. I will prefer the IDE one, which we should use if we have that facility. So I will now commit the code, and you think that you must be thinking that we have not configured our remote Git repository into our Visual Studio Code. So now our IDE or our system doesn't know where the code should go, so it has saved in its local repository, which is inside the project itself. So if you go into the project, you have this .git folder which has now all the code which we committed. Now the next step should be, we should push and it should go into the remote repository which we have created. For that, we have to configure this remote repository into our Visual Studio Code. So for that, we need this git. We should copy this, and we need to write a command which is git. First of all, if you want to check that whether your remote is configured or not, you can write this command which is git remote -v, which is to validate our remote. So it doesn't return anything, or else it would have written the name of our remote repository. So now we will add a remote, which is git remote add, which is to add a remote, and we will provide a name to our remote, say origin, and we will paste that URL in double quotes. So this is our URL, and we will press enter. And now if we run our command, which is git remote -v, you can see that now it has origin name and it has this repository. So this is an important point. If you want to commit anything into the repository, into the remote repository, so you should make sure that your code should be available inside the branch, because the remote is the main branch. So whatever code is inside the remote branch should be available in your local, and then you modify that and you should commit. So if you somehow forget this, and if you try to take a pull not push, because we directly want our code to go into the remote, it will warn us. Let's try first. See, first of all, what is an upstream? So for every branch you are in, there is a upstream for that. So say master is our local branch, so the upstream branch which is in the remote branch, its name should be origin/master. Origin is the name of the remote which we have given, so that /master. So say this is the suggestion which we have got, to push the current branch and set the remote as upstream. Push the current branch, which we want to do. We want that our master branch code should go into the remote side, and the current branch master has no upstream. So the current master branch doesn't know that on which branch on the remote I have to put this code. So the master should have a reference in the remote side, so which will be officially this master branch which we have. So this master branch in the remote should be the upstream of this master branch. So we have got an suggestion, and I think the command is something different, but we will try this command first. Copy and paste, set upstream origin master. Press enter. See, it is saying that we should fetch first and not push, because in the remote side we have an extra file which is readme, and we don't have that here, so the code should be same. So let's do a fetch, and if you remember from the last video, fetch is nothing but it just downloads the reference or the new files or new folders or the new branches which are created in remote side but are not available here. It will not merge anything or commit anything. So if we do git fetch, and it will download the references. So here it is saying that it has a new branch which is origin master, if you see here. And if we check here, we have just fetch, and if we undo the last commit, you see that we have now okay, no, we don't need to undo, and we have taken a fetch. Let's try to take a push now. Push means let's try now to set or push this code into the remote. And now if you see, we get the same error, origin master. Let us first check whether or not we are in master branch or not. The command for that is git branch, and we see that we are in the master branch, and we need to go to the master branch of the remote. So we can do that by git push, what it says, git push set upstream origin master. What if we do again, we get the same error or not? Yes, we got the same error. Let's try pull this time. Git pull, and yes, pull is nothing but it is fetching the details and it is committing the code. So for the committing, it should be same, because if we have an upstream of origin master, it will commit in master only. So now we have set our name and email. Now let's try to take a pull from the remote, because we want to that this master branch from remote and this master branch from the local should be in sync to each other. So what pull does, it pulls the code and it commits the code, and automatically if we push, this code will go into the remote. All the code, this plus this readme file and our code. So if we take a git pull, it should, yes. So if you wish to set tracking information for this branch, you can do with origin branch master. Yes. So we need to set an upstream in the beginning. This is going too much, because we are making a file here and then trying to push in here. If we are directly making a branch here and a project here, we just need a single command, which is git clone, and it will give all the code directly. It will give directly all the code in the Visual Studio. So we need to first set here that what is the upstream for the master branch. So upstream for master is origin/master, if you remember. Master is the local branch, and we have given the name origin. So origin and master. So this local master branch should refer the origin master branch set upstream. So branch master set up to track remote branch. So we have done that this master branch should now track the origin master branch. So let's first try to push the code, which will give an error because we have not taken a pull already. And yes, we have got the error. Let's take a pull. We should always take pull, because we refusing to merge unrelated history, so it is not merging automatically. We can see we got this up and down symbols already. Up means that there is some code and which is ready to go into the remote, and this one bottom symbol is something is coming from the remote. So this up sign is the 31 files we send, and this one is the readme file which is trying to come and which is getting ignored. So what we should do in this case, merge unrelated code. Let's try to push the code first. No. So what is to be done? Let's first merge the code and then pull the code. Okay, so we will do undo last commit. So we see that if we do undo, we got this readme file, so we need to merge this thing. And what we will do is we have this file which is unrelated, and now if we try to commit this whole, if you do the stash is another memory where we can store this readme file. Would you like automatically stage all the changes and commit them directly? Let's try this. Yes, and push. Yes, it's again trying to take a pull and merge the changes, because as we said, we should be in sync. So refusing to merge unrelated histories. Refusing to merge unrelated histories. Okay, so what should we do? Let's undo the commit, and then if we put all the code into the stash area, stash is like a cache memory. Stage, let's say stage, and if we don't have an initial commit yet. Stash m stage config remote webs. We don't have initial commit. Okay, so now if we try, we just need to get rid of this file. If we try to delete, you got a born yet to born. If we do discard changes, cancel this. If we take a pull, yeah, we should do this. Yes, because what it will do, if any one other developer has created or made some changes in our working branch, it will inform us with that up symbol or down symbol. Down means that some other developer has made some changes, so if we got that in advance, we can directly take a pull, and that way we can understand. Or else what it will do, if suppose you have made the code and if you push, then it will say that some other developer has made some changes and take a pull first, like the issues which we were getting, right? So always remember to take a pull before pushing the code. So now if you see, we have somehow deleted that code. We took a pull normally. That is because I think the readme file was present both the places. And now if you take now we have directly we can commit. We have solved the changes we were coming. Would you like to know? You see that we have now taken a pull and somehow we have solved the issue. And if we do the commit, if it's saying there are no changes to commit, would you like to automatically share all the changes and commit them directly? Say yes for now. Let's solve it and take a push. Something is happening. We did not get any error till now. And let's try and see. We have no symbol. Now going to up direction means we have successfully pushed our code. And if we refresh our page, the GitHub repository, we have now the files we want. Yeah. So it was more of a trial and error. Even though I have done 3-4 times, but I was still facing some issues, and you can see how many issues I was facing. And this was just to give you idea that it is not hard, but we see that we have got all the suggestions which were supposed to be done, and we did. Even if we did that, it is working. Also, one more thing, if suppose I have this code directly, and if I want to take this code in my remote, in my desktop now, like you all guys will be doing, so I will just copy this, and suppose I make a new folder somewhere. Suppose there is a student application here, and if I create a new branch here, say student form remote, this, and if I go into the cmd at this location, which is command prompt, and I just write git clone and paste the URL and press enter, what it will do is that it will download that project and it will store here. You see, we got our student application already. And if we just import this project into our Visual Studio Code, and if we run npm install, it will download this node modules for us, which is nothing but having all the dependencies installed in it, and you can directly run npm start to start the application, and everything is done. So you see, at the beginning to set up the code is it was some bit of a task, but after that everything is so easy and you don't need to remember anything. So that's it in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you think that I should have skipped all those issues which I was facing, you can comment and let me know down below the comment section. And also, if there is any suggestions you want me to implement, or any other topics on which you want me to make videos, or any suggestions, feedbacks, you can always comment in the comment sections. And that's it. Thank you all guys. Have a nice day. Bye.